All right, let's go ahead and get started today. Let's start down on the mat or on the ground here. Feels like it's been a while since I taught, since I didn't do Tuesday's class. Hopefully Lauren was really good. Let's go ahead and let's get some movement going through our body. So let's get some hip movement. So let's bring the knee up, take it to the side, and then down and around in the circle here. Just nice and controlled, bring that knee up towards the chest. Down to the side and around. And let's switch directions with that circle. So let's bring the knee up to the side, into the center, and down. And let's switch sides here, bring the knee up, down to the side, and around. Nice and controlled. Just getting those hips moving, warmed up today. Focus on some breathing here, nice and relaxed. And let's switch directions. Bring the knee up to the side and then to the center. And relax there. Let's go ahead and bring both knees up, hands to the side, and let's just go back and forth and rotating side to side. Nice and controlled here, making sure the shoulders stay on the ground. Getting that lumbar and thoracic spine to do most of the twisting and rotating here. And relax there. Now let's go to the upper body. Bringing the palms of our hands together. And let's do the same thing, rotating side to side. With this one, we want to make sure the hips are staying on the ground. So the butt is not going to rotate up off the ground. Those hips, those glutes are going to stay on the ground, going as far as you can. Getting a little bit more upper thoracic rotation here. And relax there. Today, next, we're going to do something a little different. And we're just going to do a quick breathing kind of test to make sure you're breathing right. And what I want you to take away from this is just how to work the diaphragm a little bit better. So we're going to place one hand on the stomach, one hand on the chest. And breathing through your nose, I want you to kind of focus on making sure the hand on your stomach raises faster and further than the hand on the chest. So stomach should start rising, and then at the end, the chest should come up just a little bit. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, just trying to relax here. Again, focusing on getting that stomach to rise and fall further and faster than the chest. That means we're promoting our diaphragm to actually work and breathe. Which is much more efficient than expanding our chest. And let's relax there. All right. So continue trying to focus when doing all of this stuff today with that correct breathing of trying to fill that stomach before the chest. Our diaphragm creates that vacuum that sucks the air in. We get more oxygen into our body that way. So let's flip on over into our tabletop position here. And we'll take the knees to the outside of the mat if you're using a mat, or just onto the outside of the hips. Hands right underneath our shoulders. And from here, keeping a nice straight back, we're just going to push straight back. Arms are going to stay straight, driving our palms into the ground. And then come back up. So pushing back, locking the elbows. Again, working into those hips. Couple more. And relax there. So I'm going to turn here. Next, we're going to do a really good exercise to work on shoulder stability. And we're going to stay in this tabletop position, knees right underneath the hips this time, and hands right underneath our shoulders, okay? From here, what we're going to do is, if you can see my elbows right now, the inside of my elbows are pointing towards each other, okay? So the inside of my elbows are pointing into each other. We want to create a nice stable shoulder by rotating our hands on the ground. So our hands aren't actually going to move, but we're going to twist. And now what's going to happen is I'm tucking my shoulder blade in, and my front or the inside of my elbow is facing you, okay, or facing the camera. So they're facing towards each other now. I rotate my shoulders, I lock them in, I create that nice stable shoulder complex. And now the inside of my elbows are facing more forward. From here, we're just going to add touches, okay? So I'm going to have you just keep touching one side, taking the hand down and going back. The goal here is to keep the rest of the body nice and still. So I'm not compensating by swinging, okay? I'm engaging my core. My elbows facing forward. I'm holding this position. I'm not moving anything else except my hand to touch the ground and back to the shoulder. Keep going for just a little bit. You're going to feel this in the shoulder, in the back. Working on creating that nice stable shoulder complex. And now let's switch sides. So rotate that other hand, tuck that shoulder blade in, and touch. Engage that core, Keep the rest of your body nice and still. Again, check your elbow pit here. All right, make sure that's facing mostly forward. You should feel that shoulder blade is tucked in there. And let's go back to the other side. Twist and rotate that hand. Get that pit of the elbow facing forward. And we'll touch the ground and the shoulder here. Really focus on keeping the rest of your body still. If you want to just hold this position, you can as well. All right, switch back to the other side again. Rotate that arm, get that shoulder blade tucked in there, elbow facing forward here, and touch. And relax there. All right, let's come up onto the knees here. Let's keep going with the shoulders now since we got them nice and warmed up. And let's go ahead and do our stretch around, okay? So again, I like to place a hand here on the chest. I do that so I don't break, okay? I don't break my thoracic spine and push my chest forward. Hand here, thumb facing forward. And we're going to slowly bring that arm up as high as we can without breaking our thoracic spine. So without pushing that chest forward. Hit that stopping point. Rotate the hand as far as you can. And then continue to try rotating that hand as you bring the arm around. Again, the rest of my body is staying as still as possible here. I'm just focusing on the shoulder. And let's switch sides. Hand going up. We're going to hit this roadblock. Can't go any further. Twist, turn the hand, and then continue to try to turn that hand and rotate that arm. Let's go back. Coming up. Twist. And continue to rotate and turn. Again, make sure we do each movement. Sorry, slowing down. Coming up, each movement as far as we can first. So here I hit, I rotate my hand first, go as far as I can, and then I continue to try rotating the hand and swing the arm around. Let's go back one more time on each side. Coming up, rotate, and then swing. All right, one more time. Nice and slow here. We focus just on the shoulder. Good, and relax there. All right, let's go ahead and go back onto our back here. Get off the knees just for a little bit. So laying down on our back. And let's go ahead and just go through some hip stretches here. So let's pull this one knee straight up towards the chest. Again, focusing on your breathing here. Getting that stomach to expand with air first. And now let's drop that knee to the side, still pull up, but now we're pulling to the side. Now let's pull that knee towards our midline. We're not going to stretch the back here. We're not bringing this hip off the ground. This hip's going to stay down using both hands, and we're just pulling that knee towards our belly button, still pulling up, but now across. And relax on that side. Let's go to the other knee or leg next here, other hip. We're going to pull that knee towards the chest. And let's go ahead and drop that knee to the side. Still pulling up. And now let's drive this knee into the midline here. Pull up and into the center of our body. And relax there. All right. Go ahead at this point, if you need some water, grab some. We are going to do a hamstring, a neural grooving stretch next. If you have a towel laying around, that might work. If you're on carpet, you might be able to just go without socks on. If you're on tile or wood floor, you can probably just slide on your socks, but sometimes having an extra layer there helps. So have something that will kind of slide. All right, again, if you're on carpet, you might just be able to go without a sock on. You might be able to do it with a sock on, it's fine. Just get something that'll kind of slide on the floor. So grab some water and something that'll slide. And we're going to do a really nice hamstring stretch. So I'm going to adjust my mat here a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do for this is we're going to start in a kneeling position. This knee, okay, is going to be right underneath our hip, and this foot, doesn't really matter, we're going to move it, but somewhere starting with the ankle right below the knee. So breaking this down, going nice and slow, we're going to lock our ankle in. All right, so kind of flex that ankle a little bit, and we're going to make sure it stays always at a 90 degree as we slide. Okay. So here, sitting up nice and tall, we're going to put a little pressure into the heel of our front foot, and we're going to slide this leg out. Okay. I'm just going to keep trying to extend as I'm putting a little pressure into the ankle. As soon as I get all the way out, then I'm going to start bringing my hips forward. Okay. So now I'm stretching my hips. Once I go as far as I can, you're going to collapse and bring that back. All right. I know it sounds like a lot. We'll go through it again. So lock that ankle. Start to slide. As I push out, you see my foot's going up. Okay, my foot's going up. I'm still standing upright till my leg is straight, and then I'm going to continue to slide now with my hips, going as far as I can, collapse and come back. All right. This is a great stretch. It's also classified as a neural grooving technique. So neural grooving is stretching the nerves that run through this chain. All right. Sometimes we lack flexibility because our nervous system doesn't want to allow our muscles to go that far. So it might not be tight muscles. We could have tight nerves. So let's keep going. Let's get 2 more. Keeping that heel on the ground, kind of putting a little pressure in. Straightening out that leg. Now bringing the hips forward as far as you can. You might be able to go further than me. Collapse and come back. All right, let's get 1 more. Pushing out. Ankle stays flexed. Bring the hips forward. Collapse and come up. All right, let's go ahead and switch. So now I'm also going to switch directions here. I'm going to go towards you. All right, so kneeling position, body up nice and tall, pushing that out. All right, ankle is staying flexed. Once I get my leg nice and straight, I'm going to slowly start moving my whole body, my hips forward. I might feel a little stretch in my hips now, as far as I can, collapse and come back. All right. Go ahead, let's get 3 more on this leg. Nice and tall, ankle stays flexed. Extend the leg first. Now bring the whole body forward, collapse, and come up. Going again, bring the body forward, collapse, come up. And 1 more time. Again, applying a little pressure into the heel, straightening out this leg, sitting upright, nice and tall. Extend the leg. Bring everything forward as far as you can, collapse and come back. All right. You can go ahead and throw the towel to the side. Get my mats back out. And let's go into a base here. And let's go into a 90-90 base. So again, if you have your yoga block, couple pillows, grab those. "90-90 base here." So setting up for this. All right, chest nice and square, shoulders level. We're going to bring this knee straight out from our chest. As I look straight down, my knee is right there. When I turn my head and look over my other shoulder, my other knee is there. All right. My knee's bent at 90 degrees, so my shin is coming perpendicular across my body. And my other leg is going straight back. All right. So we're going to hold this position, push into this a little bit. And we're going to do some other stuff in this base here today. And the first thing I'm going to have you do is rotate this back knee up. Okay. So you're going to keep the foot on the ground and try to lift this knee up as far as you can and bring it back down. All right. So this knee that's out to the side, lifting that up, and coming back down. If you can't lift it up, that's fine. Just hold this position. All right. Next, we're going to try bringing this leg all the way around to in front of us and back. All right. So holding this position, pick up the foot, swing it into the front, and then back into that position. All right. Using some hip muscles here. Try to stay as still as possible with the body. I move a little bit, but try to lock the rest of this body in. Swinging that leg around and back. All right, a couple more. Again, if this is all you got, that's fine. If you can't do that and just want to stick with lifting the knee up, you can do that. Excellent. Let's go ahead, collapse over this front knee. All right, now in this position, as we're collapsed over, it doesn't matter how far we are, try to lift this whole leg off the ground now, this back knee. All right, so if I'm in this position, I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to hold that. Let's set it down, and come on up. Excellent. Let's switch sides. All right, bring that yoga block or pillows onto the other side. Let's get back into our 90-90 position here. All right, knee coming straight out from the chest. I look over my shoulder, I see my other knee. Both knees are bent 90 degrees. So this foot's going straight back. This one's coming straight across the mat. All right. So there's our base. Push up into this. Feel that stretch. And now let's go to lifting this knee up, rotating it. The foot's going to stay on the ground. And we're going to rotate that knee. Oh, I got a lot less rotation on this side. That's something I'm paying attention to. My left hip has less mobility, so that's something I need to work on. And again, let's try swinging that leg into the center and back. So lifting up that leg, swing around and back. Excellent. And then again, let's collapse over this knee. A little stretch here. Now let's try lifting this whole leg up off the ground and hold that position. Excellent. And relax there. All right, let's come on up onto the feet. Get up off the ground for a little bit. And let's go to a nice hamstring stretch. We did some neuro grooving there, stretching our hamstrings. Let's do another little stretch. So we're going to hinge at the waist, taking the knees or bending the knees slightly, but we're focusing on getting a stretch right here in the hamstrings. So I'm not keeping the knees straight completely, and I'm not rounding my back, reaching the ground, okay? I'm going to engage my core. I'm going to hinge at the waist, and I'm going to go down as far as I can with a nice straight back. Really getting a stretch here in the back of the legs. And I'm going to hold this position. All right, if you want to rest your hands on your elbows, you can. If you want to keep them crossed, you can as well. You're going to keep holding. If you want to close your eyes and focus on your breathing still. And slowly relax there. Proper breathing is just very important. I haven't really harped on this much, but it really is. Let's come down onto one knee. And let's stretch our hip flexor here. So bringing the body forward. All right. Getting that stretch here in the hips. If you want to do this standing, you can. That's fine. All right. Feeling the stretch right here. If you want to lift the arms up, go ahead as well. Stretching this whole system. Again, focus on where you're breathing. Is your chest rising or is it your stomach? And let's switch. Pushing the hips forward again, reaching back. Get that stomach filling with air. And relax there. All right, let's go back down onto our back here. And let's work on the hips a little more. Let's place one foot up onto the knee. And let's go ahead and push out on that knee. Excellent. Let's take both hands and let's pull across. Let's push back out on the knee. And again, pulling across. And let's go ahead and leave this foot on the knee, but rotate the bottom of that foot towards the ground. And relax there. Let's switch sides. And push out on that knee. And let's pull across. Push back out on the knee. And again, pull across. And again, leaving the foot, bringing this foot that's on the knee down to the ground, stretching the hips and lower back there. Good, and relax. All right, again, if you need some water, go ahead and grab some. All right. And if you want to have some pillows for this next movement, you can. You don't need them. They literally are going to be used for pillows. But if you don't want to use them, you don't need to. We're going to do a lower back and hip release. And what I want you to do first is find your hip bones here in the back, okay? They proceed a little bit out, all right? And I want you to place your thumb just below those, okay? So right back here on your back, all right? So my hip bones right here, all right? Got this pointy condyle that sticks out, and I want the thumbs just below that, all right? Kind of into our glute muscle, all right? So this is going to be a great release. I don't really like the word release, but if you suffer from lower back pain, a lot of times it's not your back, it's your glutes that are really tight. And so we're going to work on that right now. So find that spot while we're laying on our side, all right, just below and to the side of that pointy bone in the back there. That's your hip. And what we're going to do here is we're going to bend this knee. We're going to bring this knee up towards the chest. We're going to take it back as far as we can. And now we're going to bring this knee up. Now this might be a little painful. I want you to push into that area with your thumb. And let's bring it down. And you should feel that glute muscle activating. As you bring this up, this knee up, that glute muscle should really activate. You should feel it tense up. This might be a little painful. All right, really push into that with your thumb. Bring that knee up towards the chest, back, and take the knee up. Don't worry about this foot. This foot on that knee can kind of hang lower. It doesn't need to be up. This foot can hang low. Let's do a couple more on this side. It's pretty taxing here. If you got that thumb in the right spot, bring that knee up again. Hold for just a couple seconds. Come down. Again, bring that knee up towards the chest to start. We're stretching the glutes, bringing the glutes back, activating them, and then really tightening them up. And relax there. Let's switch sides. So again, find that bone there on the back. All right, find that hip. Position your thumb just below that and push into your glute. Bending the knee, bringing the knee up towards the chest. Taking the leg back. And then bring the knee up. Back down. All right, push in with your thumb. Bring the knee up towards the chest. Take the knee back. All right, and then up. Come down. A few more times. If you got it, you can go at your own pace. Push into that glute with the thumb. Bring the knee back here. And up. Go ahead. Knee up towards the chest. Take the leg back. And up. Good. And relax there. All right, let's go into tabletop position here. Let's end with a nice spine stretch. Working on our mobility through the spine. We're going to go into tabletop position. And we're going to kind of go into our Camel Cat here, nice and slow. Starting at the tailbone, trying to bring each vertebrae up one at a time. Pushing our back up to the sky as high as we can. And then take it back, reversing that motion. Going nice and slow. We're going to spend a couple minutes here. I want you to close your eyes. Just kind of close your eyes and imagine what your spine is doing. Go internal a little bit. Think about what your body is doing. A few more times, keep going. Just nice and relaxed. Think about the spine slowly going up one vertebrae at a time. And then going back down nice and slowly. All right, and relax there. All right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys for coming and taking the class here. Enjoy the beautiful sunshine today. Have a good one.